I accidentally projected a nude my girlfriend sent me during graduation, in front of my entire school, staff, and parents. I can't believe I'm even typing this, but since I've officially become a meme in my hometown, I might as well tell the whole story. Yes, I'm the guy who aired a full nude photo on the giant projector during graduation. Yes, it was my girlfriend. Yes, it was my Chromebook. And yes, it was the worst 3 seconds of my entire life. But let's rewind. It was June 2022. I was graduating high school, and I was the class president, not because I was cool or smart, but because I'm loud, organized, and no one else wanted to deal with admin stuff. We were a small class, barely 70 students, and everyone knew everyone's business, especially mine after that day. As class president, I was in charge of prepping the wholesome graduation slideshow. You know the type: baby pictures, goofy middle school photos, inside jokes, old talent show fails. The kind of thing that makes parents cry and teachers smile. I offered to run the projector myself during rehearsal and the actual event because I'm a control freak and I didn't trust Josh, who once tried plugging an HDMI cable into the power socket. So, yeah, I had my Chromebook. I had the USB stick. I had full control of the media station. Big mistake. Graduation day comes. Gym packed wall to wall. Parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, exes, future disappointments, everyone's there. Lights are low, music is playing, slideshow is rolling smoothly. Crowds laughing, tearing up. Parents are nudging each other going, "Aw, look at little Jessie dressed as a banana." Then my phone vibrates in my pocket. I glance down at the screen, everything looks fine. I'm calm, I'm in charge. Then I make the dumbest decision I've ever made. I open the message. It's my girlfriend, Maya. She's sitting front row, legs crossed, wearing the dress. You know what I mean. She sends me a pic. And it's not a cutesy, good luck, babe, selfie. It's explicit. Full send. Like do not open in a library levels of bold. And my dumbass, with my laptop still connected to the gym's massive projector, clicks on it. Not on my phone, on my Chromebook. And the Chromebook, God bless its cursed little soul, decides to open it full screen. On the main screen, for everyone, I'm not exaggerating, 1 second it was baby photos. The next, tits, on a 12-foot wall. In front of my FC King grandma. The silence was immediate, like pure oxygen being sucked out of the room. Then came the sounds. Gasps, shrieks, some laughter. One dad straight up yelled, "Jesus Christ." Like we summoned the devil. I slammed the laptop shut so hard I thought I cracked it in half. The music cut out, the lights flickered, my principal's jaw literally dropped. The band in the corner stopped mid-note. And my sweet little grandma, without missing a beat, leaned over to my mom and said, "Well, at least he has taste." Yes, that actually happened. Within 30 seconds, I was escorted off stage. Not by security, but it might as well have been. They paused the ceremony. The crowd was buzzing like a goddamn stadium wave of, "Did that just happen?" I was locked in a side office while the admin team decided if they could legally still give me my diploma. My dad? He walked in, sat down, looked me in the eyes and asked, "So, was that recent?" My mom didn't say a word, just shook her head and went to the car. Maya? She thought it was hilarious at first. Said, "You'll be remembered forever." Which was true, until her mom found out. And printed a screenshot, put it in a drawer. Like evidence. We broke up 2 months later. She said, "It's not you, it's literally the trauma." As for school, they never forgot. A week later someone made a meme with my yearbook photo that said, "Class of 2022, we saw more than your potential." I didn't get invited to the graduation afterparty. I didn't get a single speech mention. I definitely didn't get picked for the 10-year reunion committee. Now it's been 2 years. Every time I walk into a Target, someone gives me a knowing look. I hear whispers like, "Bro, that's him, the projector guy." And you know what? It is. That is who I am now. So if you came here looking for a life lesson, I don't really have one. Maybe, don't open horny messages in public. Maybe, don't connect your laptop to a projector if you're texting your girl. Maybe, just don't be me. Or maybe the real lesson is this. If you're gonna FCK up so hard the whole gymnasium remembers. I got my first period at a pool party and I'm pretty sure everyone saw, but no one ever said anything. I was 14. It was the summer before ninth grade. Still half child, half maybe almost girl. I didn't really know who I was, but I knew one thing. I wanted to be normal. I wanted to be cool. I wanted people to like me. I wanted to stop being the quiet weird one in class who always carried too many books and talked to the lunch lady more than other kids. So when Haley invited me to her birthday pool party, I lost my mind. Haley was popular in a soft, effortless way. The kind of girl who always smelled like vanilla and had perfect handwriting. Her friends wore scrunchies and crop tops and called everything so iconic. I begged my mom to buy me a new swimsuit. I chose a white one-piece with a little tie at the side. It made me feel older. More put together. Almost like I belonged. Spoiler. I didn't, but not for the reasons I expected. The party was fine at first. Hot day. Loud music. Over-chlorinated pool. Girls shrieking, doing handstands underwater. Flirting with the boys they'd all secretly rated on Snapchat the night before. I sat at the edge for a while, too scared to just dive in. Haley waved me over. Told me to just jump, don't be a baby. So I jumped, and for 10 glorious minutes, I felt okay. I was underwater. I was weightless. No one was judging me. I was part of something. And then I climbed out of the pool. I remember the moment exactly. I was walking over to grab a towel. The sun was hot, my hair was dripping, I was smiling, until I noticed the boy I liked, Tyler, looking at me. Not smiling, just looking, eyes low. Then I saw Haley. She leaned over, whispered something, then looked away, and I knew, immediately, something was wrong. I looked down, and saw it, a small dark smear running down the inside of my thigh. Slow, obvious, red, and below that, a drip hitting the pavement. Just one, but enough. My legs locked up, my stomach dropped. My ears rushed with that horrible, burning white noise. No one said anything. No one laughed. No one screamed. It was worse than that. They looked, then looked away, like ignoring it would save me. I grabbed my towel and wrapped it around me as fast as I could. I told Haley I had a stomachache. She just nodded, didn't say a word, didn't even meet my eyes. My mom picked me up early. I didn't tell her. I just said the party was fine. I threw the swimsuit away that night. Even the tag was still on it. Here's the thing, I never knew if they actually saw. If Tyler told someone, if Haley warned them not to talk about it, or if they all just silently agreed to pretend they hadn't. No one ever brought it up. Not in school, not online, not even years later, but I still think about it. Every time I wear white. Every time I go swimming. Every time I feel just a little too visible. I don't tell this story for pity. I'm 24 now, I've survived worse. But that one moment, of standing on wet pavement, bleeding, seen, and unspoken, it lives in me. Not because it was dramatic, but because it wasn't. I pretended to be religious to date a pastor's daughter, then got caught sniffing her underwear in a church storage room by her dad. Alright, buckle up. This is, without question, the most shameful, degrading, morally bankrupt thing I've ever done. And I say that as someone who once faked a seizure to get out of a group presentation. It started with Kaylee. She was the kind of girl you don't meet in real life. Blonde hair that curled in perfect spirals. Skin like a Pinterest ad. Eyes that made you believe in God and country. And the kicker? She was nice. Not fake nice. Real nice. Like, brings you snacks unprompted and prays for your dog, kind of nice. I met her at a coffee shop by campus. She complimented my hoodie. I made a dumb joke. She laughed. We talked. She dropped the "my dad's a pastor" line about 6 minutes in. Normally that'd be a location flag, but my dumbass brain went, challenge accepted. I wasn't raised religious. I barely survived Sunday school as a kid and once got kicked out of youth group for asking if Jesus could beat Goku in a fight. But Kaylee made me want to believe. Or at least pretend to. So I lied. Told her I grew up Methodist. Said my grandma used to take me to church every week. Told her my favorite Bible verse was John chapter 3 verse 16, because that was literally the only one I could remember without Googling. She smiled like I just offered to walk her grandma across a river, and boom, we were talking. But Kaylee didn't date like other girls. She dated for marriage, which meant no sex, no grinding, no Netflix and chill. We prayed together. We held hands. We talked about scripture. I once said the words, "God is so good," with a straight face after eating chicken nuggets just to impress her. It was exhausting. Meanwhile, She'd post fire thirst traps in maxi skirts and write captions like, "Modest does not equal boring throwing kisses # Proverbs 31 inches." My brain was melting. My flesh was screaming. And the temptation? Biblical. Fast forward to the incident. She invited me to help out at her church one Sunday after service. Nothing crazy. Just packing donation boxes in the back with some other volunteers. I figured, hey, maybe being useful would score me holy points. Maybe even a side hug. We get there. She looks angelic in this pastel dress that's flowy in all the right ways. Her dad, Pastor Greg, gives me a firm handshake and a "God bless you, son." I feel like Jon Snow infiltrating the Vatican. We pack boxes. We laugh. We joke. Eventually, everyone filters out to help load trucks. Kaylee says she's going to the restroom and asks me to finish taping the last few boxes. And then, it happens. I'm alone, in a church storage room. Hot, dusty, half lit. And I see it. On a folding table, half covered by some t-shirts, is a pair of floral, lacy underwear. Kaylee's. I knew. She'd had that pair on once at her apartment when we were studying. I remembered. At this point I should have just left. But no. I walked over, picked them up, and, God forgive me, sniffed. Not a quick, "Was this hers?" kind of thing. No. Like eyes closed, slow, reverent, perverted sniff. It was not my proudest moment. But it was definitely one of my most vivid. Until I heard the door creak. I turned around mid-sniff like a feral raccoon caught in the trash. And there, in the doorway, standing with a box of Bibles in his arms like some divine executioner, was Pastor Greg. Our eyes locked. I saw 100 years of disappointment in half a second. He looked at me, looked at my hand, looked at what was in it. I dropped them like they were on fire. Mouth dry, brain offline. I mumbled, I was folding laundry. He blinked, said nothing, turned around, and walked away. Kaylee ghosted me that same night. Never replied to my messages. Blocked me on Instagram. I wasn't even mad. I deserved it. I never heard from Pastor Greg either. But for weeks after that, I'd walk past that church and feel like the bricks were judging me. One time I swear I saw a choir kid point at me. Now, every time I hear a hymn, see a church, or even smell lavender dryer sheets, I get flashbacks. I'm not religious, but if God is real, He saw me, and He knows. And the worst part? I still don't fully regret it. Just, mostly. ISH*T myself on a first date and tried to act like it wasn't happening. And honestly, that might have been worse than just owning it. There are a few moments in life when you realize you're no longer in control. For some people, it's when they lose their job. For others, it's a breakup. For me, it was the moment I SHT my pants in khaki shorts during a sunny first date, then pretended it wasn't happening like some goddamn stage illusionist. So, I matched with this girl, Sam, on an app. Her profile was hot, sarcastic, smart. She liked horror movies, hated cilantro, and said her toxic trait was buying books and never reading them. Perfect. After a few days of messaging and one semi-flirty phone call, we set up a casual Saturday walk date in the park. Daytime, low pressure, good vibes. I wanted to impress. I shaved. I wore cologne. I picked out clean, fitted clothes, khaki shorts, white tee, clean kicks, and even did that thing where you pretend you're too chill to care when deep down you're vibrating with hope. Now here's where I ruined everything before I even left my house. I was hungry. I had time, so I ordered spicy pad see ew from my favorite Thai place. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought my stomach had evolved. Maybe I was a clown. All I know is, it was delicious going in, and a ticking time bomb going out. About 20 minutes after I ate, my stomach whispered. A polite little, "Hey, remember me?" I shrugged it off, drank some water, took a Tums for good luck. I wasn't about to cancel a date with a girl this cool over a gurgle. So I left, drove to the park, met her right by the duck pond. And yeah, she was even hotter in real life. Like, why is she talking to me levels of pretty? We started walking, talking, laughing, and for a solid 15 minutes, everything was fine. Then, betrayal. My stomach went from mild protester to revolutionary rebel faction. Suddenly I was fighting for my entire legacy. Clenching like my life depended on it. Because it did. She was mid-story about a weird dream she had. Something about a hotel and a talking dog, and I was sweating bullets. My brain wasn't processing her words. It was just repeating one phrase, don't. You. F*** king. Do. It. I started scanning like Jason Bourne. Benches. Bathrooms. Bushes. Porta potties. Nothing. It was a clean, public, family-friendly park. Too wholesome to allow my unholy event. I told myself I could make it. Just a little longer. Hold. And then, I didn't. I remember exactly where I was. Near the duck pond. Gravel path. Hot sun. 1 second I was holding strong. The next, everything gave out. Not a warning shot. Not a leak. Not a, oops I think. An event. Immediate. Complete. Total betrayal. My soul left my body. My vision blurred. The smell hit before my shame even caught up. ISHT myself. On a first date. In khaki shorts. In 90-degree weather. And now, here's where I broke. A normal person? Would have owned it. Said, sorry, I'm sick, called an Uber, disappeared. Me? I panicked. I pulled out a hoodie from my backpack, tied it around my waist, like I was hiding a coffee stain, and said, wanna sit and chill for a bit? Chill, with a swamp of defeat in my pants. We sat on a bench. She kept talking. I kept nodding, smiling, dying inside. The smell started spreading. She sniffed, paused, said, do you smell like, I dunno, burnt rubber? And I said, oh yeah, maybe the pond? Could be like, algae or something. Algae. I blamed nature. For my own body's war crime. 10 more minutes. That's how long I sat there. Pretending, smiling, acting like I wasn't actively becoming a cautionary tale. She was too polite to say anything, but her face changed. Like something instinctual told her, you need to leave this man. Eventually, I couldn't take it. I stood up too fast. She blinked. I mumbled something like, OSH*T, I forgot. I need to help my mom with something, and ran. Full jog, hoodie flapping, eyes stinging, spirit crushed. I got to my car, sat on a plastic grocery bag, drove home in silence. I stripped in the garage. Threw everything in a trash bag. Stood in the shower like a war survivor. Water didn't feel like enough. Nothing felt like enough. I texted her, sorry for bailing. Family thing came up, hope you understand. Would love to try again, smiley face. She never responded. And I never blamed her. That was 2 years ago. I've dated since. I've laughed since. But that day still haunts me. And every now and then, when I eat spicy food, I hear a voice in the wind whisper, remember. I accidentally sent a screenshot of my coworker talking sh*T. To that coworker, and then I had to keep working with her for a year. When people talk about second-hand embarrassment, I always think, cool, but what about first-hand self-inflicted nuclear embarrassment that lives rent-free in your soul forever? Because I did that, I lived that, and it started with a screenshot. So, I just started this job. Big tech adjacent company, sleek modern building, espresso machine no one knows how to use. I was 3 weeks in. Still learning people's names. Still trying to figure out where they keep the good snacks. Still pretending I knew what the hell a sprint review was. And among my new coworkers, there was one person, Madison. Let me be clear, Madison wasn't mean. She wasn't lazy. She didn't even talk trash. She was just, a lot. Too loud, too bubbly, too, hey guys, just popping in real quick. Every 12 seconds. The kind of person who somehow has 8 different mugs on their desk and none of them match. But mostly, she dominated meetings. Every single one. Didn't matter what we were discussing. A product rollout, a bug in the system, who's eating all the oatmeal packets. Madison had thoughts. Questions. Insights. Anecdotes about her roommate's cousin's hamster. And it was slowly destroying my will to live. The moment of doom came during a Wednesday team Zoom. Mid-afternoon. I had headphones in, was half eating a protein bar, half listening. Madison joined 5 minutes late, and her first sentence was, sorry guys. So my cat got into the laundry basket and then got stuck behind the dryer and I had to climb back there and now I have cat hair literally everywhere lol anyway. I swear to God, she talked for 13 minutes straight. About the cat, then about emergency vet appointments, then about how Mercury is in retrograde so she's just not aligned today. Meanwhile, I'm staring at my screen like please someone hit the power grid. That's when I did it. I opened Slack. I typed a message to Jenna, A girl who'd been friendly since day one and who I knew found Madison equally exhausting. I wrote, "Queen of wasting everyone's time strikes again, nail care cat basket gun," and then I attached a screenshot of Madison mid-rant, frozen on a dumb Zoom face where she looked like she was explaining quantum physics to a squirrel. And then, I hit send. And immediately, my soul left my body. Because I didn't send it to Jenna, I sent it to Madison, direct message, one-on-one, now living in her chat history. Forever. There is a moment, when you make a mistake that can't be undone, where time slows to sludge. I sat there, frozen, mouse hovering uselessly, brain screaming. I clicked the 3 dots. No unsend, no delete, no edit, no escape, just sent checkmark. I could feel the heat crawl up my neck. Like shame lava filling my skull. My face was melting off. My heart was thumping so loudly I couldn't even hear the meeting anymore. Then, she saw it. Read receipt popped up, instant. 10 seconds passed. Then Madison replied, "Hey. You might have meant to send that to someone else." No emoji, no lol, just that, cold, professional, lethal. I almost left the Zoom call. Then I thought about just quitting the job entirely. Like right there, turning off my laptop, packing my desk, and walking into the woods to start a new life as a man who doesn't understand Slack. Instead, I texted Jenna, "I screwed up bad." She replied, "What happened?" I didn't even explain. I was too busy crafting the fastest apology email of my life. No AI, no Grammarly, just raw panic-fueled remorse. "Madison, I am so sorry. That message was not meant for you. It was completely unprofessional and stupid, and I take full responsibility. I respect you and your contributions, and this will never happen again." She replied 10 minutes later, "Thanks for owning it. That was all. No, we're good. No, don't worry. Just, thanks for owning it." Which honestly, worse. Here's the thing. She didn't report me. No HR meeting. No slap on the wrist. Nothing. But every time I passed her desk, I died a little. Every time she raised her hand in a meeting and looked in my direction, I felt like I was naked, on fire, and wearing a hat that said, "I'm a bitch." I tried to be extra nice after that. Offered to help with projects. Gave her credit for ideas in group chats. Even pretended to be interested when she brought up her astrology app. But it never went back to normal. She was polite, but distant, like someone who keeps a bear at arm's length. You can be calm, you can smile, but you never turn your back. I worked there 11 more months. She never brought it up again. But that moment, that screenshot, that tiny click that launched my career into the shame void, it haunted every day. Now, I triple-check every message. I pause before I joke. And if I ever have sh*t to talk, I wait until happy hour. Or I just shut the FCK up. Because nothing is worth accidentally nuking yourself on a Wednesday over a dumb Slack message and a bad joke.